Stop doing this. Don't waste your time shadow boxing with weights, okay? No, it will not improve your speed. And yes, even maybe you've seen a professional boxer doing it, okay? But they are as good as they are despite some of the things they train, because their other training is very good and they got incredible talent. But shadow boxing with weights skews your techniques, okay? In fact, it makes you slower, listen up why, and it decreases your technique, also listen why. The only good thing that it does for you is it improves your stamina, okay? So why does it decrease your speed? You might think, but wait, I trained with the weights and then afterwards I was much faster. That's how your mind tricks you. When you dropped the dumbbells, you were much faster than you were with the dumbbells. But actually, what you learn when you shadow box with dumbbells is you learn to box slower. Because objectively, you cannot move as fast with the dumbbells as you can without the dumbbells. So the weights teach you to execute the technique slower. Okay? It's very much the same as a normal throw, so your body will adapt and your mind will adapt to executing the technique slower. And of course, if you drop the weights, you will be faster without the weights than you were with the weights. But there was a comparative study, you can check the sources if you like, that had people do high jump with weighted vests or with weights, and then without, and some people did a normal, the other group did a normal training exercise, a normal training. And when they asked the people who trained with the vest how much they think they improved, they thought that they improved much more than the other group, but in reality, their jumping height decreased. It objectively decreased. And most of the times, we as boxers don't actually know the objective numbers because it's so difficult to, not just to calculate, to measure it. So we can just rely on how it feels, and sometimes feelings are deceptive. So even though you feel that shadow boxing with dumbbells makes you faster, it makes you slower. And it skews your technique. Because when you shadow box with the weights, the biomechanic changes. There's much more strain on your delts, and there's much more muscle activity involved going into lifting your hand than it would be without, because you have more weight, and especially more weight at the front. But actually, like a good punch is not much about lifting and just about throwing forward and pulling back as quickly as you can, right? Like ba 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 bam, okay? So it skews your techniques. And when you drop the weight, your technique, your biomechanic will be off by just a bit. Just a bit. Usually it will not be that much of a negative impact, but it will not be as much of a positive impact as it could be if you drop shadow boxing with the weights. Instead, when you shadow box, okay, focus on proper technique. Focus on shadow boxing exactly the way you would want to fight. Sometimes you can shadow box and just focus on your footwork, on your head work, I don't know, head movements, you know, and on your punches, sometimes on just the impulse, so you just do impulse, okay, impulse for jab, impulse for right hand, so you can work very fast. And many times you will need to do the exact technique that you will want to do in a fight or in sparring, because you will always fight exactly the way that you train, okay? When you want to become faster, instead do two things. First of all, when shadow boxing, sometimes focus on quick movements. Quick, not fast. It's not the speed, not the velocity. It's the time. How much time does it take from here to here again? So when you initiate the punch, how long does it take to hit the target and move back? That's the important question.